So why are Republicans talking about a gun ban for trans people? I don't think it has anything to do with guns. See, in order to ban people from having guns, you first have to identify them. So if the federal government was to say, we're going to put a federal ban on trans people having guns, the first thing they'd have to do is create a federal registry of trans people. They would have to require that every doctor who does any work with trans people report that to them. That any school that has kids who are trans, report them to them. That employers who hire trans people have to report them. That trans people themselves, if they try to change your name on your driver's license, for example, that you have to, register with the federal government in this registry of trans people. Please don't forget, the first group that Adolf Hitler went after, weeks after he became chancellor in 1933, was trans people. Going after, I think it was Magnus Hirschfeld, I believe was his name, the physician who ran the Sexology Institute in Berlin. There was a more formal name for it, which was the first place in the world to do trans surgery, and had a huge library of trans books on the whole spectrum of sexuality, including being trans. And that was, the famous picture of the Nazis burning books, that was out in front of his institute in 1933. I believe that this is, I think this has nothing to do with guns at all, and I think the media is completely missing the story. The media is out there talking about, oh my God, finally the Republicans are talking about a gun ban, or, the Republicans are trying to make trans people scapegoats, in the shooter context. Well, yeah, maybe. But I think that what they're really trying to do is they're trying to create a federal registry of trans people so that they can then say, this is the group that we're going to deny basic humanity to. We're going to deny them health care. We're going to deny them the right to vote. We're going to deny them, access to the hospitals. We're going to deny them access to, if they're veterans, they won't be able to get veterans benefits anymore. All these kind of things. And the Department of Justice, this is what they said. They said, quote, under Attorney General Pam Bondi's leadership, this Department of Justice is actively considering a range of options to prevent mentally unstable individuals from committing acts of violence, especially at schools. We have heard this kind of BS before. It's not the gun, it's the person, right? And people are kind of ridiculing them, saying, well, if it's not the gun, it's the person, then why are you trying to ban guns for trans people? Well, it's the person and the gun. But like I said, I think this has nothing to do with guns. And I encourage you, to the extent to which you have some say in the national voice about these issues, to help point that out, to share that with people, that they're trying to create a registry of non-conforming individuals. And all of us out here who are non-conforming individuals, I'm not talking about, gender or sex or anything like that, but there's many of us who are not going along with the Trump agenda. And eventually they're gonna rope up all of us if they can. I mean, Trump has demonstrated, killing 11 what were presumably refugees off the coast of Venezuela, and then bragging about it. He just delights in killing people. And the day will come when it's not just trans people in their crosshairs, and now they're going after women who have abortions as well. If they continue to have and acquire and hold on to the kind of power that they have, get ready. It's going to get ugly. It's going to be our, Pastor Niemöller moment. First they came for the trans people, and I wasn't trans, so I didn't speak out. And then they came for me.
You have been speaking about this, about the transgender and the, trying to, possess the guns away from them. But I don't know if you're aware of this, but back in 1967, there was the infamous Mulford Act that was directed at the, Black Panthers.
Yeah, the story is really amazing. I mean, Ronald Reagan was governor at the time of California, and he was a big fan of everybody having guns everywhere. And he had a group of 10-year-olds on the steps of the California Capitol for a tour. and Bobby Seale and Huey Newton and a couple of their friends, jump out of a car with a bunch of guns and come running up the stairs, and Reagan is like, "Oh my God!" And within a week, you had legislation banning guns in California. Black people with guns. Oh my God! Yeah, pardon the interruption, Carlos, but it's an amazing story. It's in my book, The Hidden History of Guns.
Exactly, and the NRA blessed it.
Yeah,
said that it was a good thing to do it.
Yep, because it was directed at black people.
It's a very crooked thing. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Excellent point, and well made.